What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to this pre-game hit with your boy Deeksy here as the Canadiens play the Bruins again for the second time in as many as, 7 nights now. Only the Canadiens are going to visit them at TD Garden in Boston. So, lineup changes for the night. Let's just get right to them and speak English while we do it. I'm having fun. So Jordan Harris in for Xhekaj, who is only listed as of the Canadiens day to day with an injury right now. So that is good news, potentially great news, actually, for the news that we've been used to, right? So we saw the hit that RB took the other night against Barbashev on the Vegas Golden Knights, and hopefully a humbling moment to just, you know what? Honestly, I don't know that RB needed that to happen. However, I will say that he has been playing better of late, and he's been staying out of the box, right? So either way, Jordan Harris will draw in and play alongside Lindstrom, who has been having a couple of decent games at the Montreal Canadiens since being recalled from the Laval Rocket, right? So he's been playing decently, and Jordan Harris will draw back in on the third pairing. Let's talk about the defense pairings first while we're on the subject. And Mike Matheson on your first pair with Justin Barron on his right side, who again has been making steady progress this season with the Montreal Canadiens after making the team straight out of training camp, Justin Barron. And you know what? These guys' games may complement each other. They're very similar, maybe in the sense of, being offensive defensemen. That's what Justin Barron has the ability to do. He's already got 4 goals on the season and a couple of assists. So Mike Matheson, a good fantasy pickup on waivers for myself. Hopefully that works out. Anyway, but Justin Barron before the game today in the pregame media scrum talking about how Mike Matheson's just been a big mentor, and Justin Barron is learning a ton right now under the tutelage, if you will. It's a weird word. I think it's a weird word. Under the tutelage of Mike Matheson. So it's a really good situation for Barron right now being on that top pair with Mike Matheson, because as we know, we haven't seen the full return from the Artturi Lehkonen trade, and it's going to take years probably, really. But we're seeing signs of it already, and I was pretty hard on Justin Barron, and we had our little awkward moment in Brassard at practice about a month ago or so. And he knew I was talking about it. That's why it happened. It's obvious. However, we are seeing some steady progress there, so you got to give a shout out for him for that. Caden Gooley on the second pair, a nice steady pairing. Also, I really like the pairing of Caden Gooley with Jonathan Kovacevic. I mean, you got Matheson, Gooley, and Harris on your left side. All 3 guys who can move the puck, in my opinion. And Caden Gooley can also play a tough, sound defensive game. And then that's pretty much what Jonathan Kovacevic's game is a tough defensive game. He's got a big body. He gets pucks out. He tries to make smart plays. He got himself his first goal the other night against Vegas. So in terms of the defensive pairings, that's what you're looking at tonight. Jake Allen will be starting in net for Le Canadien against the Boston Bruins tonight. We'll get to the Milan Lucic news in a second, but just while we're going off the Habs lineup still, not really. I think this is a change. Now, this line, I'm trying to go by the lines that we've been seeing every single night, and Alex Newhook, Nick Suzuki, and Josh Anderson have played together. They are sticking together right now on the top line. Now, I believe this line could break through just based on who these players are, and in Alex Newhook's case, what he's becoming for the Montreal Canadiens. So I think it's a very good possibility that once those first 1 or 2 goals go in for these guys together as a unit, we know Newhook scored the other night, but Josh Anderson, once he gets that first puck in and that weight is off his shoulders, because it's weighing on him. You can tell. You saw it in the media scrums the other night after the Vegas game. And Nick Suzuki is a fantastic distributor, also a fantastic shooter to me. So I expect this line eventually to start clicking. Now, you wonder how Cole Caulfield's doing being away from his buddy Nick Suzuki. I like what Martin St. Louis is doing by splitting the best buddies up, because Caulfield and Suzuki are so used to each other. It was just, instant creativity in offense. They know where each other's going to be, but now they don't have that luxury unless they're on the power play together, right? Which makes sense. And we'll talk about maybe eventually you can insert Uri Slafkovsky and Josh Anderson's spot on the top unit, maybe. But let's stick with the second line for a second. You got Cole playing alongside Christian Dvorak at center and Uri Slafkovsky on the right-hand side. They've been playing okay together. And frankly, Slafkovsky and Caulfield have been developing some chemistry. Slav knows where to find Cole, and it's getting better as time goes on here. So hopefully they can start finding each other and getting some shots and finishing some chances, because they haven't been able to connect and finish yet. So we know that they can, and we hope that they do. All right. Sean Monahan, Tanner Pearson, Brendan Gallagher on the third line. No surprise. The old man line, as they like to call it. Why am I yelling? I'm going to talk about the Brendan Gallagher quote from earlier today when asked about his 4-minute double minor at the end of the Vegas game, which ended up costing the Canadiens. So Brendan Gallagher's dad was at the game on the dad's trip, which the dads are going to be in Boston tonight as well. And Brendan Gallagher said, quote, after talking to his dad after the Vegas game, it was obviously a tough night for me. It was more so just that stuff happens. Make sure it doesn't happen again and move on, was Brendan Gallagher's dad speaking to Gally, who is his trainer in the offseason, actually. Gallagher's dad is. And we see here that that was basically the sentiment of Martin St. Louis as well. As I said, it came full circle for Gally in the game before, where he felt like he didn't take a penalty in the Calgary game where they lost, and he was furious. And then the next game, the whole can't happen quote, right, with Marty and Gally. You guys saw if you saw my last video, you know what I'm talking about.
I did say I was going to talk about it. Milan Lucic of the Boston Bruins was arrested on an alleged domestic incident, and it will be taking a leave of absence from the Boston Bruins. Lucic did not look good in that mugshot. I hope he's all right. I hope his family is all right. That's what matters most in this case. And I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to get into it. I really don't want to be honest. It's awkward and uncomfortable, and I'm not unwilling to have those conversations, but there's just no information about the incident other than we know he was arrested on a alleged domestic incident. So we're going to find out more information as time goes along, but obviously we won't be seeing that Xhekaj Milan Lucic fight anytime soon. Arber's injured, and Luch obviously has some stuff to work on. So that being said, that's all I'm going to say on it for now.
All right, the fourth line, Ylonen, who had a 2-goal dynamite game the other night against Vegas. Jake Evans, steady fourth-line center, and then Mike Pezzetta staying in because, Pez plays good against the Bruins. You just know you need a grindy guy in there for that fourth line, but I love Ylonen's energy, and I love his effort, and that's why he belongs in Montreal right now. So that's pretty much the lineup, you guys, and tonight's video post-game might be coming out quicker just because I won't be able to watch the whole game and release it to you guys in time. So I'll be watching what I can of the game and then the full highlights. So I may be getting you guys to fill me in on more details. I told you guys this would happen, that I won't be able to do full recaps from the first period to the end of the third every single game, but I'm going to talk about it based on the highlights and the information I get from you guys also. So you're participating in the creation of the post-game videos as much as I am. So that's why I'm inviting you guys to do so after tonight's post-game. I'll see you guys there. Go Habs, go. We'll see you guys real soon.